Welcome to Pandora, kiddos. Quick update on my Torgue token mold. This is new rubber, but the same design as before. The improvements I made are in this cradle. I ditched the clamps that I was using before and added these through bolts with wing nuts. This applies more even pressure around the mold to keep it from warping, and it allows me to more easily rotate the mold to allow any trapped air bubbles to escape out the sprue. So to make a nice cradle like this, it's best to stick the wood pieces together with some double-sided tape and then drill all 8 of these holes through both plates at the same time so that they'll line up. Then assemble your mold and carrier and glue your bolts in place from the back side. That just keeps them from falling out and make sure that they stay lined up. And last, I recommend marking your mold carrier because it's likely that these bolts and holes are only going to line up in one orientation. I even glued my washers in place just so that I have fewer loose pieces to deal with. Also, because I was really fighting with air bubbles in my castings, instead of just dumping the resin in a closed mold like I was before, I'm now pouring these two halves open-faced and then assembling before pouring the middle. This is producing a lot more consistently air bubble-free castings, but it does take more steps and produces a bit more waste. But I think it's better to throw away an extra ounce or two of resin than to end up with a completely unusable casting. Also, make sure you mix your resin in the proper quantities when pouring the middle part. Otherwise you end up with this sort of jelly donut thing going on. Oh no, it's a symbiote. Ugh, garbage.